and welcome to this edition of EMS Now Up Close. Today, I get to interview Mukesh Vasani. He's the CEO of the Aimtron Group of companies. Aimtron Corporation has, as you will discover, is a very interesting company with several entities, main industry being within the EMS industry still, with facilities both here in the United States and in India. I've been chasing Mukesh for a while to get him on here to be interviewed. He's such a busy man that it just took us a little while. So Mukesh, I want to say welcome. Thank you. I've been very much looking forward to speaking with you.
Thank you so much, Eric. Really appreciate EMS Now platform giving me this opportunity and having me, on this platform. Really appreciate. Thank you so much. Regarding actually, your listen and journey. So I would like to thank you, the audience also, who is a good listener for me. Anyway, so Aimtron Corporation journey, actually, if you want to look at a little bit more, at 10,000 feet away. So I born and brought up from India and, migrated this country in 1995. Being a farm boy, it was very hard for me to get to the, culture right away, get to the, nitty gritty of this current, American culture. But, I went to DeVry University and get to know about electronics and started electronics business in 1997. So I was a business-minded person though. And I did some construction business in my past journey in India. So basically, if I flip back a little bit backwards, so, I was born and brought up a very small village. It's about 200 people, I think, and luxury, business, not even those words never even understood at that time. So my parent, never went to school because there was no school at that time. When I born, there's only one classroom with, 2 grades in one classroom, no flooring, it's just like dirt. And that's where we grew up. But we grew up that way. It's give us a lot of, what you call as a hard work, a seeds in me. So that's where, we get more and more successful. When I came here, and instead of, worrying what I'm going to do, I just start right away. Okay, has a construction job with 2 kids at that time, 1995 to 1997, evening class, DeVry University. I used to go there. So with that said, we came through in 1997. Its company is a partnership, is a minor partnership, and that partnership last 10 years. I raised that company to $30 million, and then that partner decided to give it to his son. So we, separate very happily, and then I started my own company. So back to your questions, Aimtron started in 2009. So in a whole infrastructure started 2009. So first decade, our focus was kind of a contract electronic manufacturing because I didn't have much money. My parents, came from very a common background. So in 2007, after we finished the $30 million company, and then I left out, and then 2 years I worked for competitor, and because of the Great Recession, they let me go home. So then I said, hey, forget about it. So then we started, Aimtron Corporation in 2009.
Yeah. And Aimtron Corporation, and I appreciate your background, by the way, I just want to say, because it's a great success story, right? You came from, as you described it, very kind of common background in India. You came over here, worked hard, and achieved something, obviously. So that's a great story and a great testament to you, sir. So I like this because what you have today, as it exists today, you have a series of companies based around the electronics manufacturing. Can you maybe describe the various companies that exist today?
Sure. So definitely Aimtron Corporation is a main corporation, mothership we call, and it has a maximum revenue generator, and then in 2011, we started Aimtron Electronics in India. So currently in Aimtron Corporation, our main focus is, starting it was EMS, but now it's ESDM. ESDM means electronic system design and manufacturing. So we support ODM, we support OEM, we support, design project, PCBA, box build, test services, you name it, we have it. That's kind of, and various sector we are right now. We are in a medical, we are in a gaming, we are in a greenfield technology, we are in aviation, defense. We are also, very heavily in a, BMS industries also, so every industries, we are 10 to 15%. Eventually, we are also, working with India telecom industries too. So that's the different industries we are working. So in 2011, we started Aimtron Electronics in India, with the also reason that a lot of our customer was looking for a low cost solutions. They wants to build here, made in USA, and also they want some low cost solution. So that's where we started Aimtron Electronics in India. That was both companies are independent, but in 2015, we moved to, we created a headquarter feeling and moved to, because when we reach around 55, $60 million, so we changed, in 2016, we create a new culture. And that time we acquired a company called Aimtron System. It is about almost 50 years old defense, company. So we acquired that company and created Aimtron Systems, which is directly working with DLA, working with Navy and Air Force directly with, Boeing, Raytheon, and those client base. So this is a second, third company out of this main company. And then in parallel, we started also Aimtron Design. A lot of customers was looking for a drop-in replacement, some kind of, new project, a new technology. So we started Aimtron Technology at that time, Aimtron Design Studio, and then it converted to Aimtron Technology recently. So that's in 2016 also. And 2016, we parallelly start Aimtron Properties, which we have all the assets under Aimtron Properties. And the last, not the least, we started in 2017 Aimtron Foundation, which is also giving back to society and preparing whole, new ecosystem, training and, gap educations and everything. So that's what we started. One thing we added in 2017 also, I was dreaming my own product. I was thinking, EMS business always kind of still a service business. So we started a kind of we had also a Aimtron Foundation feeling. So we started, American Pinball. It's kind of a totally new business for us also, but it's the fun to have a, pinball business because it's connecting the families together. Right now we are in so much in digital media and so focusing on only those. So it pushes to kids, forces to kids go to basement and play with the, pinball machines and have a family game. So that's kind of a whole infrastructure about 7 companies. And India has also multiple, but right now overall view is about 400 plus people and in a range of north of $125 million investment, capital market value.
That's quite a story and quite an accomplishment in that period of time there. Let's unpack some of those one at a time here, because let's start with the EMS business, because obviously I'm EMSNOW. We talk about EMS. They're all related though. So you're a full service EMS company. You do it from the design, you'll do it through the PCBA, you have the whole box build side as well. And you're doing this for, it sounds like, for several different sectors that provide a real strength and a basis to the company. Kind of talk about that and kind of those scope and the full scope and capabilities of Aimtron.
So if you look at the state side, we have 8 assembly lines in a state side. If you look at the capability wise, so we do any kind of, we have a Fuji platform. So we are latest and greatest platform. So we can do any kind of, industry requirement. Let's see, or 1005, 020, 4 or 3, any smallest component industry can make it, we can place it, so we can do that also. Flip chip also we can do. So capability wise, 6 line out of 8 in a main commercial business, and 2 lines we have in a ITAR business. So we have 2 separate building here, and total 6 and plus 2, 8 assembly lines we have. So I think capacity wise, surface mount, through hole, automated robotic soldering. We have everything, you name it. In kind of any kind of testing, even government, we have flying probe testing, we have in-circuit testing, we have a lab view testing. So capability-wise, we are approved, a kind of what you call as a medical. Also, we are, ISO 13485, AS 9100, and our one of the facilities also IATF automotive grade facility also. So that's more likely PCBA side. And after PCBA, coating, parting, RTV, we do all kind of fancy stuff. And now, recently, last couple of years, we started box build. We used to do box build, but onesie and twosie. But now we put it box build as a full project. And if you can look at our website, you can see a lot of samples and So we do have a full-fledged because pinball is a big box, correct? Like 4 feet by 2 feet. So we can make a full slot machine right now. We we can make a kiosk for a payments system, and those are the customer base we have also.
That's interesting, because I was going to ask if the box build came about through customer request, but then, as you just indicated, you had developed this capability with the pinball, so it would seem to be a match. Was it a little of both? Was there a customer request for more box build, plus you had this evolving capability?
So that's a win-win situation for pinball also, because that's what we thought, and we are very heavily in gaming industries. So you name any single slot machines except IGT, our PC board in those gaming machines. So so we now currently making a full topper and slot type thing. So that's what pinballs give to us. Let's put that way. So yes.
The gift of pinball. That's excellent. And then facility-wise, you mentioned here, so it's where you are in Illinois as a facility. I thought there were 2 facilities in the United States.
Yes, we are actually, we in the United States, we have Palatine, Illinois, we have 500 South Hicks Road and 555 Vermont Street. So both are about 60,000 square feet each building. So first, 60,000 square feet commercial building is on a Hicks Road. That's where we have a pinball and we have an ITAR facility. And the other side we have, also same way we have on Arizona, because we have a lot of gaming business. So Arizona is also our. In future, we're going to put a factory over there too. But right now, we have a customer service and sales office in Arizona since last 7 years.
Okay, good. And I just to ask before I move on off of your EMS business, the last few years have been a bit challenging with all the material supply chain challenges and that. How is that developing? How is that today for Aimtron with material supply chain?
If I take you back for a couple of years, when we see these challenges, we just had a very a very quick reactory meetings and internal team and with customers, with suppliers, supporting each other. Communication was the key at that time. And currently, I think we don't see that much problem now. The couple of reasons. One is we have a very good a kind of a buying power. That's number one. Number two, we are also treating our supplier as a supply chain partner with a preferred partner. So even this pandemic situation, we paid their bill on time or before time. So that is the business growth accomplishment we had. We grew our business last couple of years around 50+%. Year before it was around 67%. Growth was there. So it's because of the supply chain partners. Because a lot of people, they couldn't ship the product because they don't have the parts. So that's what currently I think what we are doing. Our team, we have a 12 people team in the supply chain, and we have one remote office in China also. So what that is, some of the broker parts. If we bring something from China, I think we need to make sure. But now I think we are getting everything, and we are focusing USA main likely. But we had temporary to ease the situation. Currently, we are working directly with the suppliers and directly with the manufacturers also. So some of the manufacturers we directly TE and Microchip and other all the connector company, we work directly with them too. So that's where we get support both way and doing good. So that's why. But we are good position right now in supply chain wise.
Good. Thank you for that. Well, a couple other ones I want to touch on before I get into the India side of the operations. American Pinball. I love that about what you did, that you started something to bring families together. But you also have become, American Pinball is one of the major brands in the industry as well. So it's a very successful entity or company on its own too.
Yes, in 2017, we had a first game called Houdini, and that gave us a lot of momentum, and then, we started adding more and more. So pinball business is a very, a niche market kind of business. It's not so many companies in there, and, more likely a community-driven business. So we love to, it was very hard to start getting into that for a couple of years because, getting the supply chain, getting the also distribution ship and everything. So, but right now we are almost at least third or second place right now in a pinball industries. So there is a first place, they make about 10 to 12,000 games every year. And then second place and third place kind of juggling 1,000 to 2,000 games a year. So we are in a second or third place right now. Let's put that way. I think currently we have 6 games, and all games is one another. You can, when you get a chance to look at, love it, play it, it's going to be what was transpired at that time to look at some of the pinball business, why it happens. I'm going to tell a little bit story. Is one of our customer could not pay our bill, and they'd say, hey, and it was pinball customer, and and that customer said, hey, can you come and do our contract manufacturing for us? And we started contract manufacturing for them, and then end up that customer didn't work. Their company didn't work well, but they gave us, some signals. Okay, you guys can start this kind of business, and I can help you. And that's where we started pinball business. Honestly, tell you the truth, and then we evolve and we felt that we do a lot of community activity also, so this can be a part of the community activity and family activity also. Because but nowadays pinball is totally different than old age pinball. So it's kind of looks like a theater home.
Yeah.
We really enjoy that.
And that's why I like the story, because I think many of us probably have memories of playing pinball machines over the years when we were younger, and even today. And when you go out, you do see them, and it's not something that a person is doing alone. There's usually the friends or family around them, kind of having fun and cheering them on. So it evokes in me some very good memories. So that's why and what's interesting is that it's still complementary to the EMS business. It's not like you went out and started making Beanie Babies or something unrelated to electronics, right? It's still very complementary to your overall business.
Yes, and that is what the part of our vision also. Wherever we go, we're going to stay around the electronics. So, electromechanical, electronics, electromechanical products. So that's what we are doing right now. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And so on that theme, one of the things I really appreciate about your company is that giving back, is that kind of the sense of family within that. The Aimtron Foundation, I did want to speak about it a bit because you mentioned it briefly there. And the intent is to help people kind of be better prepared moving forward and with it in the workforce, right? So speak to kind of the mission of your foundation.
So again, our main corporate mission is also vision and mission is we see that enrich society through technology. That's our mission actually, and that's what we are visioning right now. So in the foundation, we are doing same thing. So when I was from small village, I was looking some help because I didn't have that much visibility about what business can do, what education can do in my life. At that time, not so many people was around me to guide me. So I thought that, and that seed was since when I grew up, that we need to do something good for society, and that's why we started. Even we not any means required for the giving back to society, but that's what the part of the wish we started. And my parents installed those seeds that, hey, if you make something, you have give something. So now back to foundation. Right now, what we are doing, we are focusing a lot of youngsters. If you look at Aimtron Foundation website, we have about 8,000 visitors. Here from Aimtron Community College, a different varieties community college. They come over here, and STEM program student comes here. When they see the machine, they feel the machine. Wow, that machine can place the parts like this. The board can build like this. So that's where it gives that little spark to them. it gives, we need to be a catalyst for them to grow them. That's what we are doing right now in a foundation. We do a lot of other activities in a foundation, like, women empowerment activities. So especially in India, because, it's male dominant society in India. So women, need more support. So we do a lot of, a small village. We go to small village, and where fame is not required, but the theme is required. So in a lot of people, they do something, a blood donation camp in the city area. What that means, they can get some more customer. So we are not feeling that way. We go in the small village and do some activity over there. So that's where it's real help gonna get it. So that's what we are doing right now. We are doing tailoring classes. We are doing English speaking classes. We are doing a lot of other arts classes, and helping the women to self independent. So that's what we are doing. We are doing also a lot of medical camps. Also, we are doing a lot of environmental plantations and everything. So there's a lot of activities we are doing in India. Here also we are doing STEM program and supporting here. Our goal is to have an incubation center here in the US and incubation center in India, and connect those two cultural, two thought process. Let's see, in India did like Chandrayaan, like, that's a moon, and maybe some students over here, they can connect together, and they can get exchange of thoughts together. So that's my end goal. Ultimately, foundation's end goal is enrich society through technology, and also give with dignity, give with gratefully also. That's what we are thinking, not for power or not for getting vote or something like that.
That is a great and admirable mission. I think that's fantastic. And this also explains, now I know I joked at the beginning, I finally get to interview you. You go back and forth to India quite a bit. And so obviously it's for both the business that you have over there, but also for the foundation.
Correct. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Every time I go, I spend about 20% time for foundation.
Okay. That's excellent. So let's talk about the other 80% in India. I think the EMS in India is an interesting one. You said that you started in 2011. I think I did my first market research study on the EMS industry in India about 20 some years ago, early 2000s. And it pretty much, what we wrote at the beginning stayed the same for about 10 years, because the industry, there was a lot of hope and a lot of capability, but it just didn't really develop. It's different now, though, isn't it? The industry in India has really taken off, and even geopolitically, the support for it has certainly improved. So tell us about that.
So right now, India it's kind of for EMS market is booming. Let's put that right. It's exploded right now, and the reason is government support is there, but also awareness is there. Also, moving out of China, that's also going on there. So those are the 3 or 4 factors doing. But when we started Aimtron in 2011, I didn't have anybody understand about any soldering also in my state. I was a part of Gujarat state, and Gujarat state SMT soldering was kind of a totally new things. They just, 2011, I'm not talking too old. And through whole technology they used to do, but not too much SMT, maybe a couple of big customer. So one customer, they gave us a 2,000 square feet facility and say, hey, put your line over there. So I worked with that 3 years, and then I thought, let's start something different. And in 2014, we started Aimtron, electronics, real business for public. And in 14, 15, we had maybe $100,000 worth of business in today's dollar amount. And now it's also, we are doing about 150 crore, which is about $20 million. That's kind of business model we have. But, we have 3 facilities in India. Actually now we just opened in Mumbai, so it's a 4th facility. So 2 facility has a manufacturing system. One is a Vadodara. It's called maybe 30-minute flight from Mumbai, west north, and in that facility we have Fuji lines. We have 4 Fuji lines in that facility, and we have 5th is coming. So 5 SMT lines over there, and then we have a facility we opened in a COVID time in Bangalore. Bangalore is kind of a Silicon Valley of India. And in Bangalore, we opened, it's also kind of a more likely government high-tech facility, has a very, very clean room type of look. And, it's kind of that kind of a clean room facility we are trying to create over there. So, and other 2 facilities, one in Ahmedabad is more design focused, and one in Mumbai is a sales and marketing driven. Also, we have one more, a city office in Baroda itself. and where we have some of the design capabilities so 3 design capabilities in India. We have one in Baroda, one in Ahmedabad, one in Bangalore. Plus, we have 2 manufacturing facilities. So total 5 facilities. Also, we have about 6 assembly lines in India, 5 in Baroda and 1 in Bangalore. So, and we are expanding because currently people are forcing us to even PE companies or even some of the big group also coming us and say, hey, can you do something? Can you do something? So forces us maybe go to public or something. We don't know yet, but that's the future goal. Because India is kind of a EMS and semiconductor for next decade. I think that's going to be a way to go. Look at the GDP, look at all the numbers. I'm not going to go to the time of age of essence. I don't want to go, stretch too much time, but it's a lot of things going on in India. And we are in Gujarat, we are the #1 company. And India, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we got some of the articles say rank us at #6 in India at the time. Now maybe I'm not sure what number. I never seen any number game, but we are working very hard. And in our India facility, when Gujarat has any BGA work, they have to send it to Bangalore for X-ray because there was no anyone X-ray machine. So we are the first one in 2016. We put an X-ray machine there, and all the IPC classes and X-ray machines and everything. But we are working very closely with IPC and training also under Aimtron Foundation. But all India is business, EMS business is very, very booming right now. There is some opportunities and there is some challenges also. And that challenge is more likely a skill labor. And under Aimtron Foundation, we are helping that, especially ourselves and other people also.
Because I remember years ago, one of the issues for the EMS in India was the competition from other industries, right? And more on the software side, where it would attract workers. So what you're speaking to is the development of the workforce over there, teaching them the skills, getting them to solder, and learning all of those skills.
Very true. Very true.
Okay. And now tell me, is there a collaboration then within Aimtron then between the US facility and India? Are you serving similar customers?
Right now, all 6 facilities are independent silos. So everyone has their own P&L. Everyone, they have their own, way of managing, but under Aimtron umbrella. So, but we support each other because all promoter is same. Promoter is same. So, all facility, we are, same promoter. And I don't have any outside bank or outside any, investor in this group yet. So we are still family owned and work with that way.
Okay, that's it. And I could just tell, I'm not even going to ask about the future of the EMS and industry. I could just tell from your reaction as we spoke to it that you're very optimistic and positive about how this is going to continue to evolve within there. And what's interesting to me is also the supply chain is being developed within India. It's not just the service of the EMS. Can you speak to that a bit?
Yeah, I think, if you look at this, recently I'm looking all this electronics business in the USA also. Most of their supply chain guys is maybe in Asian or Indian. If you look at that also, in a quality field also, there is a lot of 50-60% people coming out from Asian or Indian. So they are taking this knowledge and taking back to the India. So our slogan is Indian talent on American soil and American quality on Indian soil. So America has a quality and India has some talent also. So we are mixing together and making a successful, together. But our future right now, technological innovation is our main, out of box thinking, like implementing of AI, ML, computer vision, which will be right now, a kind of a initiation of a transformation to the entire industry. So that's what we are trying to, thinking that also. And we also thinking that kind of Aimtron journey just started. It's not like because look at this last 5 to 7 years. That's what we started. Very young company. We are a teenager. Let's put that way. 13. So but we have a long way to go. So we're gonna have a leadership in OEM and ODM space in the near future. We will have a more likely a integration, in a packaging space also in the future. That's what we are also thinking. ATMP or OSET or something like that. That's also we are thinking. And I think right now opportunity is huge in India, and with American headquarters, roots in America, and going to India, that makes a lot differentiate and lot successful, and that makes more successful to Aimtron. The reason is we have a kind of American quality valuation in that Indian plant also.
Yeah. Well, Mukesh, I must say, if your past history is any predictor of your future, then I would say it looks very bright for you, because this has been, it's a tremendous story. It's clearly working for you. It's clearly successful. And I like the way you spoke about the plans and what you're looking to do there, and the integration too. I like, it sounds good. And I really respect the fact that you're still family owned and doing it yourself, and you haven't sold your soul, so to speak, to somebody else who, right? So, yeah. So, no, listen, I look forward to following up and staying in touch with you, because you're clearly a company to watch in this industry, and for many reasons that you've highlighted here today. So I want to thank you for your time sharing with us, and I hope that we can get more updates in the future from you.
Once again, thank you for having me. And I just shared today just an overview, as I said, 10,000 feet. But when another opportunity comes, we'll drill down to nuts and bolts, and we can tell you how to make it more successful. We have a couple other areas. Those we would like to share with EMS Industries, because if you look at that, EMS Industries kind of a mom and pop shop. Only 7%. Industry is more than 100 million, not even more than 100 million, more than 50 million, only 7%. So why they are failing? What is the chasm? What is the problem? So that's something I would like to maybe share one of the days when you're sometimes. We'll meet again.
We will absolutely do this. You've been very generous with your time today, but I thought this would be a good way to start the introduction. So
thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mukesh. Take care.
Appreciate it. Bye.